Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. I am Sosan Ali and here are tonight's main headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cable of condolences to the President of the United States on the victims of the forest fires in the state of Hawaii. The Sultanate of Oman repaid more than 1.5 billion Omani riyals of the government loans to reduce the public debt to 16.3 billion riyals by the end of the first half of 2023. The Data Processing and Cryptocurrency Mining Center for the Exahertz International Company is opened in Salalah Free Zone. And the Cybersecurity Industry Modernization Forum discusses in Salalah the economic diversification and investment opportunities. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Joe Biden of the United States of America on the victims of the forest fires in the state of Hawaii. His Majesty the Sultan sent a cable of greetings to President Dr. Arif Alvi of Pakistan on his country's Independence Day anniversary. The Sultanate of Oman repaid more than 1.5 billion Omani riyals of the government loans to reduce the public debt to 16.3 billion Omani riyals by the end of the first half of 2023. The state's general budget registered a surplus of 656 million Omani riyals by the end of the first half of 2023, compared to a surplus of 784 million Omani riyals achieved over the same period in 2022. The public revenue of the state budget at the end of the first half of 2023 amounted to 6.3 billion Omani riyals, down by 6% compared to 6.7 billion Omani riyals registered over the same period in 2022. At the end of the first half of 2023, net oil revenue amounted to 3.6 billion Omani riyals, up by 2% when compared to 3.1 billion Omani riyals registered over the same period in 2022. Current revenue amounted to 1.9 billion Omani riyals by the end of the first half of 2023, going up by 9% compared to 1.7 billion Omani riyals collected over the same period last year. Moreover, by the end of the first half of 2023, public spending amounted to 5.6 billion Omani riyals, constituting a drop by 255 million Omani riyals compared to the actual spending over the same period in 2022. The Data Processing and Cryptocurrency Mining Center for the Exahertz International Company is opened in Salalah Free Zone. Here's a report.
Salalah Free Zone of Asiyat Group witnessed an inauguration of the first phase for hosting Data Processing and Cryptocurrency Mining Center of Exahertz International Company. The foundation stone for its second phase was also placed.
I'm proud to be here today. We've given a license to this company and another company last year in November to establish a specialized data center specialized data centers. They have accomplished about a hosting of about 5% of their capacity. We expect them to be at 25%. They have already also started doing some sustainability projects connected to this data center by using the effluent water from the free zone to cool their machines. They've also started hosting AI applications in the site.
The first phase of this project in the field of specialized data centers comes as a part of the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technologies endeavor to promote digital investment and localization of advanced technologies. The project is expected to achieve a quarter of its full capacity before the end of this year.
We're very happy to announce that the project has started, and we're very happy to start the pilot phase that will give us a lot of data in order for us to build the infrastructure that's required to roll out the rest of the project. We're currently at 5% of the capacity, but we're rolling out really quickly and we're going to be scaling up. This will serve us the information required to roll out the artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, and cybersecurity requirement. and also not to mention blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is one of our main elements with the latest generation of hydro and emerging cooling.
It's noteworthy to mention that blockchain exahertz data center came with an investment size of $348 million and on an estimated area of 312,000 square meters. This project is aimed to be of a contribution to enhancing economic development and achieving a positive impact on the local market.
The activities of the Cybersecurity Industry Modernization Forum, which is organized by the Arab Regional Center for Cybersecurity in Salalah, started today under the slogan Cybersecurity Industry, Economic Diversification and Investment Opportunities. The two-day forum aims to review the economic impacts of the cybersecurity industry and the importance of innovation in the development of the digital industry. The forum witnesses the participation of a group of experts and specialists in the field of cybersecurity from inside and outside the Arab region. The working papers address several important topics, such as cyber innovation towards sustainable development in the Arab region and the future of cybersecurity in the face of internal threats. Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism, announced the official partnership for International Tourism Exchange, ITB Berlin, for 2024. The Sultanate of Oman, the official host country for ITB Berlin 2024, aims to promote the tourism sector and strengthen its status as an international touristic destination. The Sultanate, during its participation in the World event, will implement marketing campaigns in the German market exhibition and other international markets. It is worth mentioning that ITB Berlin 2024 will kick off during the period from the 5th until 7th of March with the participation of more than 160 countries and 5,000 exhibitors. Revenues of hotels rated from 3 to 5 stars in the Sultanate of Oman recorded a remarkable increase of 32% until the end of June 2023, reaching more than 110 million Omani riyals. The total number of guests in those hotels increased by 27.4% to reach over 943,000 guests by the end of June compared to the same period last year. The occupancy rate at these hotels recorded an increase of 11%, reaching 47% in general. The number of Omani hotel guests exceeded 337,000, while the number of Gulf guests recorded an increase by 29% to reach over 72,000 persons. Meanwhile, the European guests reached more than 250,000, achieving an increase rate by 6% compared to the same period last year. The number of guests from the US reached over 29,000, while from Africa the guests reached 5,000, and from Asia the guests reached 141,000. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Office of a Dakhiliya Governor, in cooperation with Oman Cycling Association, organizes a Jabal al-Akhbar mountain bike cross-country race. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The death toll from the Maui wildfires in Hawaii reached 93, making it the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century, with the total likely to rise as cadaver dogs sift through the ruins of Lahaina. The scale of the damage came into sharper focus 4 days after a fast-moving blaze leveled the historic resort town, obliterating buildings and melting cars. According to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the cost to rebuild Lahaina was estimated at $5.5 billion, with more than 2,200 structures damaged or destroyed and more than 850 hectares burned. Hawaii Governor Josh Green warned at a press conference the death toll would continue to increase as more victims were discovered. Ukrainian forces are trying to pierce Russian lines in the western part of Donetsk region, where waves of Ukrainian fighters were used to gain a foothold on the east of the town of Staromayorsk. Vladimir Rogov, a Russian-installed official in parts of Zaporozhye controlled by Moscow, said that there had been intense fighting south of Velika Novoleska as Ukrainian troops tried to pierce Russian lines to push down to the coast on the Sea of Azov. Ukraine launched a counteroffensive in June, attempting to retake swaths of territory captured by Russia in the south and east of the country. It has recaptured several villages in the south and some territory around the ruined city of Bakhmut. The death toll from a landslide triggered by heavy rains in northern China has risen sharply to at least 21, with 6 others missing. China has faced deadly floods and historic rainfalls in recent weeks, with dozens killed in storms in the northern parts of the country. A mountain flash flood in a village south of Xi'an in Shanxi province caused a landslide on Friday that swept away 2 houses and damaged roads, bridges, electricity supply, and other infrastructure. The Department of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion held its periodic meeting with investors, businessmen and factories owners at Al Buraymi Industrial City. The meeting aims to dwell on the main challenges facing investors and businessmen. Among the topics discussed during the meeting was the issue of the noticeable increase in the electricity and water bills, the rising prices of raw materials and energy, as well as matching the academic institutions' graduates with the required specializations in the upcoming period. The participants in the meeting also paid an inspection visit to a number of factories to get acquainted with the reality of Omani industries. As part of the activities of the Al Jabal Al Akhdar Festival 2023, the Office of a Dakhliya Governor, in cooperation with Oman Cycling Association, organized Al Jabal Al Akhdar mountain bike cross-country race. More details in the following report.
With vibes of challenge and competition amid the thrilling hills and spectacular scenery of Al Jabal Al Akhdar, the Office of a Dakhliya Governor, in collaboration with Oman Cycling Association, held the Al Jabal Al Akhdar mountain bike cross-country race as part of the Al Jabal Al Akhdar Festival 2023.
The Oman Cycling Association trying to promote cycling in the Sultanate, and we held many MTB races. And this is the first race in the season. It's a great race because it's in the Al Jabal Al Akhdar. The climate is great. The trail was amazing. All the riders enjoyed participating and taking part in this race. We have participants from different nationalities. We have Omanis, we have Asians, we have European. So cycling, I think it's one of, if not the important, one of the important tools to promote the Sultanate of Oman to the outside world and to showcase Oman and the nature, topography, and what we have here in Oman.
60 cyclists from 8 countries took part in the race. They were divided into 4 categories: men elite, men under 23, men over 40, and women. The contestants tested their cycling skills against the diverse terrains along an undulating track. The cyclist Shabib Al-Balushi won the men elite category.
I'm very happy to be part of this event, and what a beautiful place to have a mountain bike race here. It was a tough, tight race with the Faham, and yeah, I managed to win the race and I feel very happy.
The cyclist Yahya Al-Qusaymi won the men under 23 category. The cyclist Saeed Al-Abri won the men over 40 category, while the cyclist Tara Atkinson won the women category. Hosting such events will bolster the position of the Wilaya of Al Jabal Al Akhdar as an attractive destination for global adventure sports, thus boosting the economic growth of the governorate. صالح بن خلفان الرحبي, ولاية of Al Jabal Al Akhdar الداخلية, governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here's a recap of our main points. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cable of condolences to the President of the United States on the victims of the forest fires in the state of Hawaii. The Sultanate of Oman repaid more than 1.5 billion Omani riyals of the government loans to reduce the public debt to 16.3 billion riyals by the end of the first half of 2023. The Data Processing and Cryptocurrency Mining Center for the Exahertz International Company is opened in Salalah Free Zone. And the Cybersecurity Industry Modernization Forum discusses in Salalah the economic diversification and investment opportunities. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, thank you for watching and have a good week ahead.